a lot of business there.
Okay.
So that was there. Another side of the street, you could get brand new kids for $3 a pound, and what do you, I'm trying to think. The denim.
Jeans?
The blue jeans.
Yeah,
I forget.
Levi's? Levi's?
Yes.
Yeah.
$3 a pair for your little kids, you know.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, so
what about, and this is probably a silly question, but like, were there any restaurants on the Lower East Side? Would people
there were dozens of restaurants. There were restaurants on Rivington Street, further up, down in a basement. They were steakhouses.
Yeah.
They had it like Sophie Tucker sang in these kind of restaurants up on Rivington, way up near near Essex Street.
Yeah.
We had Ratner's was on the Lancey Street. We had the Glucksterns, which was a kosher meat. We also had I can't tell you how many.
Yeah.
Down.
What do you mean by little basement? Like.
Well, because if you walk down 3 steps,
right,
it was not on street level.
Right.
And
like Sammy's Romanian. I don't know if you ever heard that. You know,
exactly. But they had Molly's and they had different ones.
Yeah.
And on Rivington corner, Essex, they had a big delicatessen that sold skirt steaks.
Yeah.
You know, tenderloin we called them. That was a kosher deli. I mean, they were endless kosher delis.
And was it all kind of Jewish, like Yiddish, kind of Eastern European
Everything
food?
With the whole area. The signs on the storefronts were in Yiddish.
Okay.
We had a lot of Italians living on my block on Pitt Street.
Oh yeah.
Because it's a church, and you have to expect that Catholics will live as close, the same as Jews would live close to a shul.
All right.
They would live close.
Were you friendly with the Italian boys and girls?
Oh yeah, they were. No Puerto Ricans at that time. When I was little, it was Italian.
And you guys were friendly growing up? You'd play with each other?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They told us we killed their god, but we were very good friends. We played we had the Unjantanos, we had the Baldos. Somebody asked me about them today, because there's still a Baldo living near her in the project on Pitt Street. But there must have been 3 or 4 uncles or aunts. Each had an apartment, and they had lots of kids. And Joey was a toughie, real tough.
Yeah.
You had to watch your step with him. When you were a little kid, they beat you up.
Is that the dad or the brother?
No, those were the kids.
Those were the kids, not the dad.
Kids,
okay.
yeah, no. I mean, talking 70 years ago, 60 years ago. Those were the kids.
Would you ever eat at their house, or because of kosher you wouldn't eat anything?
Yeah, we wouldn't eat anything.
No.
What happened is they used to come around with push carts or with little carts and stuff. And this guy sold clams and seafood, like a seafood barber. And one guy ate the clams and he died.
Jeez.
He got food poisoning, and he died.
An Italian guy?
Italian guy.
Right. That's a cautionary tale for Jews to keep kosher, right? You
better believe it. You don't eat the ones that suck the mud on the bottom of the ocean. Mud suckers, you know. And also there were wagons that came around and sold potatoes and onions, dried vegetables like that.
Like
on a
cooked or raw? Like raw potatoes?
Yes,
and
by the pounds, you know.
Cool.
3 pounds for 10 cents or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Across the street, diagonally down, there was a vegetable store where he got beautiful stuff, and it was very reasonable, corn and potatoes.
Talking of potatoes, I remember reading in a book on the Lower East Side about people like
Knish.
roast people. Well, knishes, but also people roasting like potatoes and sweet potatoes, and like in the street.
So now we're going to talk about that. They had these little metal carts. They had a brazier, which was, charcoal on the bottom, so it kept the thing warm. In the summer, they had hot corn. Corn on the cob in boiling water.
Delicious.
In the winter, that was substituted for baked sweet potatoes. Others sold hot chestnuts, but there was one man who used to run around yelling, "Hi, Salbus," which is hot chichi beans or hot, what the hell?
Like chickpeas?
They're chickpeas.
Yeah.
Chickpeas.
Okay.
He'd sell hot chickpeas or these big brown beans, flat beans, and you buy for a penny or 2 cents, little paper cone he'd make and put some in. And we would always tease him because he would walk down the street saying, "Hi, Salbus," and we'd yell out, "What do you feed your wife on?" And then he'd yell, "Hi, Salbus." So it was funny.
Yeah.
Then there was a man who...
You'd say that in English or Yiddish? What do you feed your wife on?
No, we said it in English, "What do you feed your wife on?" And then he'd yell, "Hi, Salbus."
Do you remember what the sweet potatoes were called in Yiddish?
No.
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 Fair enough.
No. Hot kartoffel? I mean, I don't know. Because even though I learned Yiddish, it was Americanized already.
Right.
As compared to the very heavy Yiddish that was spoken abroad. When I went to Russia, thank God, I was the only one who spoke Yiddish well enough, and that's how we got by in Russia, because so many Jewish people,
right,
that we met.
Yeah. We
went there to see family. My husband's family was all there.
Oh, wow. When was that and where?
82.
82, okay.
When they just about were getting into Glasnost, and we had to make our trip through the Russian government. We had to pay them for black cars in advance.
Jeez. Because
wherever we went, we could only go where they took us. I mean, if we had an appointment to see a relative, they took us. They said, "You have 1 hour." 1 hour later, oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. When you were in a hotel, on every floor they had what they call a floor lady. And, I guess she had keys to the rooms or what. And I know my aunt, and one of them, baked the most delicious Napoleons you ever ate in your life. And so she brought a big tray. So the floor lady somewhere had place to put it, that ice box or whatever.
Right.
And we went to see the Hermitage, which was phenomenal.
Yeah.
In Leningrad. It used to be a palace, which it,
right.
But getting back to the old days, so...
Was your husband a foodie? What kind of stuff would he like to eat?
Pardon?
What kind of things would he like to eat?
I cooked a lot. I made a lot of beef stews. I made meatballs and spaghetti, hamburgers, roast chicken.
So you made like American food more than Jewish?
I made chopped liver.
Right.
I made, the chicken soup, of course, the noodles.